Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you loot from 1,000 tree spirits, and this was all done on my Iron Man account, an account that I haven't made a video on in quite some time. This deadly tree really does make for a decent monster to kill on any level Iron Man account. You know, the best thing about these tree spirits is they actually scale with your combat level. With a minimum of level 14 and a maximum of level 159, we would be killing the level 159 version, and if your combat level is anything above 91, you will be killing the level 159 tree spirit as well. That's the highest it goes. Anything below that, as you can see on screen there, you will be scaled accordingly. Using the fairy ring code BKQ and running south into the Enchanted Valley, this is where we would be killing these tree spirits. A beautiful area, certainly a lot of great scenery. They got that waterfall, all the nice trees, flowers, rabbits, and even the stags. This Enchanted Valley was actually introduced into the game July 11th, 2006. It contains the wood dryad, the centaurs, alongside, like I mentioned before, these rabbits and stags. And as you saw on screen there, if you try to chop any tree in this Enchanted Valley, you won't be able to get any logs, but you will certainly be spawning the tree spirit, and he will attack you right away. And as I'm voiceovering this video, I just learned that in this area, if you try to fish in the river, this will cause a river troll to spawn, and if you try to mine any of the rocks in this area, this will cause a rock golem to spawn. I gotta be honest, I'm really excited because I just found out what my next two loot videos are going to be. It looks like we're going to be killing the river trolls and the rock golems after this. I never knew that there was multiple random event monsters found in this location. Just goes to show all the great things you can learn from the Old School RuneScape wiki, and you can find that in the description on all these loot videos. But let's get back to the tree spirits, because these tree spirits came long before this Enchanted Valley. They were actually released into the game February 2nd, 2004. Unlike the tree spirit fought in the Lost City quest, these tree spirits are not undead. Therefore, they cannot be affected by the Crumble Undead spell or even a Salve amulet. Most early stage Iron Man accounts do recognize these tree spirits as the main go-to for getting that rune axe drop early on. Seeing as it scales with your combat level, it's not really something you have to prepare or train for, although, you do need to bring some food here. As you can see, I'm almost maxed, and I was wearing the best armor that I have on this account, which is just a set of full obsidian as well as a superset every single inventory, and I still needed to bank quite often, so I kind of went with the prayer bonus gear setup after a few inventories of doing this. I wasn't really enjoying taking damage, and I found that using 2 prayer potions per inventory, averaging about anywhere from 50 to 60 kills per inventory, this would be much more efficient for me. So I did invest a couple prayer potions into this video. Don't feel obligated to do that though. It's really quick to get back here, so you can bank pretty efficiently, and you definitely don't need to use any prayer, especially if you have an arty cloak. That's a great source for free prayer points, and then you just make your way back here. So previously, tree spirits were a random event encountered when you were training wood cutting. While players were chopping trees, I'm sure all of you know this, the spirit would emerge and start attacking the player, shouting, "Leave these woods and never return." The combat level of the tree spirit always scaled with the player's combat level, so you wouldn't die quickly, but if you were not close to your computer and you were just AFKing some trees, you certainly would die eventually. I did actually run into a few Iron Man accounts while I was doing this video, and anytime I did record them, so you guys kind of got a good idea of different combat levels that you can expect in this Enchanted Valley. The inventory for this video was pretty simple, just the best in slot axe that I have, the arty cloak for the teleport, as well as the Drayman staff for the fairy rings, super strength and super attack, just 1 sip per inventory. You can also bring a gem bag and a herb sack. I was wearing a ring of wealth, so the odds of me getting those random gem drops were increased, so the gem bag was worth bringing. I don't have a seed box on this Iron Man account, so I didn't bother with that, but honestly, the seed and the herb drops in general are not that common. I mean, it's certainly not every other kill, and you can kind of see it does take, a decent amount of time to kill one of these tree spirits, probably around 30 seconds per kill or a little bit more so. And the herb drops are around 1 in 20 all the way up to 1 in 360. The least expensive herb is a Guam, and that is 1 in 34, and the most expensive herb is the grimy Snapdragon, which is 1 in 21, and the price of that is 8.3k. So no doubt about it, the Snapdragons are a great herb to get on any Iron Man account, even on a main, just because of the nice price of it. And these are used to make super restores and even sand fuse serums, so very very useful herb, no doubt about it. One of the most useful ones on an Iron Man account, especially since you can get it at such a low combat level. Can really prepare you for future PVMing if you have a lot of super restores banked. So yeah, seed box, gem bag, and herb sack, those are always the essentials. The banking for this video was a little complicated at first because I had so many seeds and herbs in my bank, so I didn't want to get anything messed up. But for the most part, RuneLite was tracking all of the loot, so at least there's that, no matter if a bank tab got a little confusing to keep track of or not. But you can kind of tell just in this one specific bank tab, I kept all the nature runes and most of the herbs, as well as all of the axes. You can expect 4 different axes from these tree spirits, those being steel, mithril, adamant, and rune. The mithril axe is a 1 in 6 drop, steel's 1 in 12, addy's 1 in 16, and rune is 1 in 32. Although I did have 2 different dry streaks of over 100 kills in one sitting where I didn't receive a rune axe, so that was kind of annoying. But there was also 2 different occasions where I got back-to-back rune axe drops. Some Iron Man accounts come here and maybe have to stay here for a few hours to unlock that rune axe. Other people maybe get it after 1 kill. The nature rune drops are a little fascinating. You know, there are 4 different rolls that you can get of them, ranging from a quantity of 2, 5, 10, and 22. Luckily for us, the 22 is actually the most common with a 1 in 4 drop rate. And every time you get that, for you mains out there, that's 4.4k. Would have been more, but nature runes, as it goes for the price of them, they've certainly seen better days. So let's hope they go up soon. I'm not too sure why they're so low right now. Either way though, you know, for someone who has an Iron Man account with over 25,000 longbows to high alch, as well as so much javelin heads and just so much stuff in general, having only 2,000 nature runes overall, I really needed to capitalize on these nature rune drops, which is why I almost regret not killing 3, 5, or even 10,000 of these tree spirits. Just in 200 kills, I was over 1,000 nature runes, and that is so helpful on this account. This will bring me multiple mills, and that can be converted into construction or just running my kingdom. Unfortunately, there is no coin drops from these trees, you know. I think there's only like 1 uncommon drop, and that's actually just a knife, and that's 1 in 128. And there isn't too many fun trivia facts about the tree spirits for you guys. You know, usually I tell you guys the history about these monsters, but didn't really see too many in-depth paragraphs on the wiki this time around. Although it does say that the word tree spirits is actually a music track. It's unlocked west of the entrance to the tree gnome stronghold. So not only is it a monster, but it's actually a song. Look at that. I remember when I was a kid, cutting those yew trees as I was growing up was, you know, music to my ears, those RuneScape noises. The RuneLite client did actually crash 3 different times through the making of this video. I don't actually have a RuneLite account. I know that if you do make one, I think all of your kills are saved, no matter if your client gets exited out of or not. But yeah, my computer went through 3 updates this week, and so there's 3 different RuneLite screenshots. They're all accounted for, and you know, they all add up to 1,000, so really wasn't too difficult to track, but I would really prefer just seeing 1,000 clean on a RuneLite loot tracker. Makes it easier for you guys visually anyway. The only clips I was really gathering for this video was really anytime I got a rune axe drop or I hit like a 100 kill milestone. There really wasn't much footage other than that. Tons of banking footage, but I didn't need to put all of that in this video. Kind of feel like it spoils it almost. So just a couple banking clips for this one. The most valuable drop from these tree spirits is technically a Torstal seed, which is 1 in 1,079 at a current price of 60k. And if I recall correctly, I think I did get just 1 in this video. So we were on drop rate with that. And the second most expensive drop would be a Snapdragon seed, currently 45k. Surprisingly, there is no Renar seed drop, just Snapdragon and Torstal as it goes for the valuable herb seeds. The other herb seeds would be Toadflax, Irit, Avento, Quarm, Cadentine, Lanthanime, and Dwarfweed. Really didn't get too many of those. The seed drops, like I said, they are there, but they're not too common. Whenever I would need to bank, I always just use the minigame teleport, either to Castle Wars or Clan Wars, Ferox Enclave, whatever they call it these days. And this would always rejuvenate myself, so I'd get all my prayer points back with the cost of nothing, and then I would just use my Artie Cloak to essentially run east and then just use the Fairy Ring to get back here. I'm sure there's faster ways to bank than this, but that was just the ideal way for me. Alongside killing tree spirits, I was just killing revenants on my main the whole entire time, so that's why a lot of this video was just kind of recorded at the very beginning, and then when I got to revenants on my main, it was much harder to get clips. That's why you saw much more at the beginning and then you did it towards the end. When we do get to the price check, you'll notice the screen ratio is a little different, and that's just because I forgot to rescale it back to normal when I was showing the RuneLite screenshot, so I do apologize for that. It may look a little sloppy, but it still looks good for the price check, so so that's all that matters to me. As it goes for the price check in general, though, we are coming to a close here, and loot from 1000 Tree Spirits has been completed, and man, oh man, it was actually a fun one. No complaints at all with this one. The drops were very beneficial for this account. I think this was like 88 to 90 kills an hour with full-on concentration, probably about 60 to 70 as much as I was AFKing towards, you know, after I think the 3-hour mark. I think it took about 1 week to complete this because I was doing this on and off. I've been doing a lot of magic tree woodcutting on this account, just AFKing, but I'm really happy that I did get this one done. And as you've just seen, all those RuneLite screenshots were shown. You can also find them in the description below, so that's why they were a little rushed. Let's go ahead and get into the price check. So, like I said before, not too many herbs, but we did walk away with 55 Snapdragons. That's essentially 55 super restores, so that'll be really handy for God Wars one day. Overall, from the seeds on top of the herbs, those snap seeds and that one Torstal, all adding up to 900k for the first price check. And now we move on to the second price check. 5,567 nature runes, 36 rune axes, over 160 myths, and you can kind of tell much more of everything else. That price check comes out to be 1.5 million. So if you add those two numbers together, it looks like the overall loot from 1000 Tree Spirits comes out to be 2.4 million. Almost no experience gained, very minimal supplies spent, maybe just about 200k in prayer potions, and overall less than 12 hours spent doing it, so not too bad at all for the amount of nature runes received. Well, that's going to be it for now, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments section below, and tomorrow we have loot from 30 hours of fishing minnows, with 99 fishing and all clue scrolls done as well. It's going to be quite the video, and after that we have loot from 1000 Revenant Knights. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Mr. No Sleep, out.